guys! Today I'm going to be doing a foundation review video, and it's going to be more of a first impressions type video. I went to Ulta on Friday night and I had a 20% off coupon, and I was just kind of browsing seeing what I should get because I didn't feel like I needed anything really. But I came across the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Foundation, and this is 1.26 ounces. So this is more than most foundations. I think most foundations, aren't they just usually 1 fluid ounce? Anyway, but this is in the color HDF02 Soft Beige. This was the very last one left at my Ulta because it was on clearance. And on clearance, it was on sale for $4.49. It was on clearance. And then I had my 20% off coupon, so that took it down 90 cents. And then I also had like $6 of rewards points. So I bought a couple other things as well, but this was brought down. So my total on this one was $126 between all of my stuff. So, you know, $1.26 for a foundation, I don't feel like you can go wrong. And I felt like might as well test it out. I've been thinking about getting the Makeup Forever HD foundation for my wedding in July. I've heard a lot of people say that that is a really great one. And I have a sample of that one I haven't tested out yet, but I thought I might as well get this for that cheap and try it out and see how it compares. So I'm going to do this first impressions first and show you guys what I think of this, and then I will definitely try that out and I can talk about in that video how those compare. So in the next couple of weeks or in the next month or so, I'm probably going to do a couple of first impressions foundations videos. I have this one, I have the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. I've just been kind of going ham with foundations recently and wanting to try out some different stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I apply it and my thoughts then, and then I'm going to come back and I'll show you guys throughout the day how I think it wears and my feelings on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you applying this foundation. So right now I am barefaced, I have nothing else on except for moisturizers, and then I've been doing 2 primers lately. So the first one is the Murad Oil Control Mattifier, which has SPF 15 in it. And then I'm also using the L'Oreal Youth Code Texture Perfector Pore Vanisher. So I use this one to help kind of mattify my skin a little bit better because I have oilier skin. And then I've been using this one to kind of fill in my pores. So I do this with every foundation that I wear, honestly, so I feel like it is only fair to apply these underneath what I would normally do. And that gives this foundation a fair shot. And so I have the color HDF02 Soft Beige. And this is my first time opening it. It looks like this. I don't know if this is going to be too dark for me. It might be too dark for me, but it was the only one they had left and I figured why not. And this one's supposed to help really do nice things for pictures and whatnot. I like that it has a pump on it though. That's really nice. Most of my drugstore foundations don't have pumps. Yeah, this might be a little bit too dark. Let's find out. Oh my, okay. It is definitely more on the yellow tone side. Hopefully this isn't too washed out that you guys can't see. Actually, when it's blended out, it's not too bad of a match. I mean, it definitely is a little bit darker than my skin tone, but it's not terrible match-wise once it's blended out a little bit. I'll definitely have to blend it down my neck a little bit so that it's not like crazy. I'm going to put a little bit more on a couple of my spots on my cheeks to see if that helps a little bit with coverage. That is pretty much it for coverage here. It didn't do a stellar job at covering necessarily. Like, I have a couple of spots here that are very much still shining through. You can see this one here. I like the way that it looks on the skin though. It does look very natural on the skin. And once I blended it down a little bit, it didn't blend out too badly. I'm definitely going to have to bronze up like my chest a little bit to match it. I think in the summer this will be okay though. Like, it's not that much darker, but it's dark enough that it's a little bit too dark. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish putting on my makeup. So I would normally put concealer over spots anyway. I would normally put powder over my foundation because I tend to get oily, especially in my T-zone. So I usually do all that anyway. So I'm going to go finish up my makeup and then I will come back with my thoughts on this. And then I'm going to wear it throughout the day and I will give you guys some feedback a little bit later. I'll check in occasionally and tell you how it's wearing and what I think of how it's wearing. But that is it for right now. Alright, so this is my finished makeup. So I have covered things with concealer. Some things are not covering very well, but overall, I really, really like the finish of this foundation. It is definitely a little bit darker than I am, so if they would have still had the lighter one, I think that probably would have been a little bit better for me, but I think in the summertime, this will be a fantastic foundation color for me. It's just a little bit too dark. When I rub it in, it's not so bad. It is a touch too dark, and it is very yellow tone for sure. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about this. I'm excited to see how it wears. I'm wondering if it's going to be too oily or not, or how that's going to go for me, but the finish is really, really nice. One of the main principles of this foundation is that it's supposed to be really good for photography and things like that, so it's supposed to help reflect light so that it looks like your skin is more flawless in photos and things like that, which is obviously why people want to go for it for weddings and for special events. So I don't think it hurts to have a cheaper version of this around. Try it out and see how that goes. It says on the box anyway that it's good for all skin types, and I'm going to test out how it wears for my kind of oily T-zone area and see how that goes. Right now it is about 10:20, so I will probably check back in a couple hours while there's still decent lighting here and let you guys know how it's doing. And give you guys my final thoughts on it. Alright, so it is now about 4:30, so I started filming my beginning part of my first impressions video at about 10:20, I think I said it was, so now it is 6 hours later, and I did have to blot with a blotting sheet to kind of tone down the oil around my nose and my T-zone, but honestly that's pretty normal for me. Even with my Estee Lauder Double Wear, I've been needing to do that recently, and that's supposed to be like a long wear makeup, and this I don't believe is. But overall, I still really like the finish of this. I think it's worn off on my nose just a little bit, but other than that, like on this area right here and on my cheeks and on my forehead, I think it still looks really, really nice. So overall, I would say it's safe to say that I really, really like this foundation. So I would say definitely if you can get your hands on this, if it's on clearance at Ulta or anywhere around you, I would definitely recommend checking it out if you are looking at like something that you want to look really nice and the finish is really more of a natural finish. It's not great high coverage foundation necessarily, it's more of a medium coverage I would say. I definitely still had to use concealer and still had some spots peeking through and whatever, but I overall am very, very impressed, especially for having only paid like $1 or something for this by the time I got done with my 20% and my rewards. Yeah, definitely worth it. So if you can find this somewhere, I would say it's worth checking into. The soft beige is definitely a little bit too dark for me, but it will be perfect in the summer, I think. And I love the packaging of this and that it has a pump and it's nice and easy. Super excited about this find. So if you guys are looking into something like that, I would definitely recommend this foundation. I love the way that it looks on my skin. I think it looks great and it looks very natural, but it covers and it's a nice foundation for the most part. That is it for my first impression on this foundation. I think I'm actually going to be filming another one tomorrow. We have a snow day tomorrow now, which is kind of exciting. So I will be filming another foundation review of either the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous or the Makeup Forever HD. I haven't decided which one yet, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye. For those of you always wanting to see my kitty, this is my kitty. She is getting very big and she has a pretty dapper tie collar. Hold on, let me show you her tie collar. There is her dapper bow tie collar. She's pretty sweet. But yes, this is my kitty. She is kind of a pain in the butt right now. She likes to climb on counters at this point. But she is very sweet most of the time. Right? Very sweet most of the time. You're just annoying some of the time.